It's me, Craftin' Colin, back again to let you know tonight. Oh, it's Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG. It's our thing. Oh yeah, we're making Lego, we're making action figures, we're doing it all. Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG. Oh yeah, it's my thing. Meng On MENG, Meng On MENG. Woo! Tonight, known world united, 7 o'clock. Jump on the chat and baby, let's talk. Woo-hoo! You feel it? That's right. Meng On MENG. Do our thing. Oh yeah. Bye-bye.
It never ceases to make me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ha! My buddy, my friend, my brother, how are you?
Good. Doing good.
Look good, feel good.
Say what?
Look good, feel good.
Hold on. I need to change some stuff here.
Oh, you're good. So it's 7 o'clock. It's one of the days we do.
And we want to rock.
Rock. So we are doing a little Mengin on Mengin. Colin, where are you right now? Where do you find yourself?
I'm at the fabulous Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, in the wonderful city? Question mark of St. Cloud.
The Cloud of Saints.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of saints here.
It's a
That's
place
for sure.
that I often regret having ever been to, let alone lived in with for a period of time. Although, little known fact, St. Cloud brought me my wife.
Well, there you go.
Although when I say that, it makes it sound like they delivered it.
They rushed her by mail.
Yeah, they rushed.
Overnight delivery.
Wife. Oh yay! Thanks.
Hey, you wanted this wife? Where should we put her?
What if she's damaged in the mail? Not a problem.
Not a problem. We don't deal with damaged goods.
So,
not to say that Cassandra's damaged goods at all. Cassandra, if you're watching this in the future.
Oh, she's not. She's like, you take your little project away from me right now. I don't need your bullshit. I got Legos to do, son.
Oh, I
think that's what she's doing actually right now. It's probably some Lego.
I'm jealous because I didn't bring any.
So yeah, so Colin and I are just gonna do some hanging and manging tonight. I don't think there's anything on. Oh, Shagalicious.
Boom, boom, boom,
I don't
boom,
think there's any Dave tonight. I believe, from what I understand, Dave is in Alaska still.
Magical Alaska, the land of enchantment, and shooting wolves from helicopters.
Yeah, you can see Russia from my porch.
Oh my god!
Also, a place where my wife lived for a while.
Oh, really?
She did retail 2 summers during college in Alaska. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Her and her roommate, her college roommate, would go up there during the summers and do that. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that because that's a state full of shitty fucking people.
Yeah, there's like maybe 5 cool towns there, / cities, whatever, and then the rest is.
Yeah, it's pretty dicey.
Yeah.
Says guy who works in a homeless shelter. It's kind of dicey.
I work with people who have full-blown psychotic breaks and delusions of grandeur and, full, religious ideations that are bordering on extreme, if not fully extreme. But Alaska is dicey.
Yes. Well, I think the reason I would look at it as dicey, especially if I was of the female gender, is you are outnumbered greatly, and a lot of those dudes are up there for a reason.
There are a lot of lonely men.
A lot of lonely men in Alaska.
Alaska, yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you about it. Colin, how are you, my friend?
Good.
How are things going?
Good. Been doing my training here for 1 day fully for my new like mid-management position at Target, and it's pretty awesome. It was
So,
good.
are you gonna go from retail daddy to retail king? What do we just
Um,
do
I
we,
guess
do we keep referring to
I'm
you
an
as
Archduke of
daddy,
retail.
or do we call you father?
Duke of retail. Archduke.
Was it you who said on a thing on our post on a thing, I'm your retail father,
Yeah,
which
retail.
made me so uncomfortable. I am your all I could think of was like retail Faja. I am your Faja.
Faja.
We're gonna look down. We're gonna look down.
Down in the underground. Ooh.
Um, well, I am very excited for you
Yeah.
because every step is a step further towards your goals, my friend.
Yeah. And that said, everyone who's going to be doing the whole like let's boycott stores thing tomorrow, please do. I support that fully.
We are.
That, but also more important than that, go bug the fuck out of your elected officials because that's more important and actually more meaningful, and will do a lot more. Tell them not to not to be a bunch of douchebags and stand up to all these fucking Nazis out there. But also, please, yeah, go spend your money at mom and pop stores. Spend cash there. Go do that.
So a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
to work with at a relatively unnamed nonprofit in the Twin Cities metro area
Mm-hmm.
may or may not begin with the word Jewish and with the word services.
Okay.
I asked him, "Hey, what's going on with you guys in this whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys, did they talk? Did they talk to you guys about the whole like pronouns and all and DEI?" And he was like, "Yeah, they had a big meeting about it." I was like, "Did they were they did they do what seems to be the status quo right now?" And they're you know they're bowing, bending the
Yeah.
knee. And he laughed and he said, "Fuck no."
Good.
They're like, "Hey, federal government, if you want to bring it, like, go right ahead, and we'll remind you that we didn't bend before. We've had people come and shoot the place up. Fuck
Yeah.
you." Now, that
Good.
being said, my previous place of employment,
Mm-hmm.
which may start with um, Lutheran and with services, where my wife still works,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
They did. They held a big thing and they said you have to take all of the pronouns out of
That's
every
ridiculous.
email. You have to there's no more DEI. So my wife, in her capacity as a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
um, no mention of DEI, no mention of any type of equity, diversity, or inclusivity at all. Doesn't matter if it's associated in a DEI,
Oh wow.
which is crazy to me because you are working in the capacity of human services
Yeah.
for folks that are
Yeah.
disabled. But fuck them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Whatever.
I so the guy who is the big dog in charge where I work now,
Roman Reigns.
yeah, every day he puts me on the island of relevancy.
Acknowledge him.
I acknowledge Steve every single day. My boss's actually he's just my boss's boss.
Mm-hmm.
We're not big enough to have that type of superstructure.
Okay.
He
That must talk funny.
we were talking about it today just in passing, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "Yeah, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of." And no, we will not be doing that.
Good.
He's like, "We work in homeless services and no one gives a shit about us anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit enough to give us money. So
No.
and they certainly don't give a shit about the homeless. So why would we change what we're doing?"
And I'd say a pretty sizable portion of the homeless are people that fall under like the LGBT community for sure. And I
Since
know they like to be respected when it's possible and be treated like human beings who are seen. But what do I know?
Since I've been there,
Yeah.
I have worked with no less than 3 trans individuals.
Yeah.
All trans males, shockingly enough.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it has been a privilege to work with them. They're some of the best people I've ever been around, trying their hardest to get through a world that is really, really, really trying very hard to fucking make their lives absolutely unbearable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude.
I respect everyone I serve at work because of what they're going through.
Mhm.
But man, some of those folks who are disabled or of very of nationalities that are currently under fire
Yeah.
and the like, I'm like, y'all are not all heroes wear capes type of shit. I mean, you're all amazing. Also got told today, I was like, they asked we have a huddle on Mondays and Thursdays, and it was like, hey, what do we do if like ICE shows up?
Oh.
And Steve was like, well, the first thing you do is you say, do you have a warrant?
Yeah.
And when they show you their shitty non-judge warrant, you say, no, not one of those fake cartoon warrants you guys carry around.
Yeah. He was signed by a judge. Yeah.
Yeah, signed by a judge. Oh, no, you don't get to come in. We will come out and take a copy of it. Then we will scan it over to our lawyer.
Ooh.
And then from there, we will decide whether you get in the building.
Fucking way to go, Steve.
So this was a Steve and the board decision. And I'm like, fuck yeah, board.
Stevie and the board. Loving him every more.
Stevie and the board.
Stevie and the board.
So I worked a lot of cool places, and I have been supervisor at a lot of cool places.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I have to say about new work is I work with a lot of good fucking people. So
it sounds like you do. Every time we talk about your work, you're mentioning someone new to the conversation that sounds like just rad as fuck. And it's just like
my pants gotta get fixed because right now they say honky tonk. But Sky Sphinx right now, baby.
Dude, loving it. That looks nice. It looks so nice.
I gotta get rid of all the honky tonk man paraphernalia.
Oh my.
I gotta rubbing alcohol this off. But the backpack is from Cartoon Collection, Stratos. The arms are from the upper body and arms are from like the is he I think that Stratos was the mini comic Stratos who's got like the skin.
Okay.
Says what? I think he's turning out pretty. I think he's turned out pretty good. I'm painting that face.
I like it.
Of course, I don't remember what this dude's name is from. I painted the head, the face, and a little bit of the head with some gold. What's this dude's name from Power Rangers?
Oh, is that Goldar?
Goldar, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Power Rangers.
Yeah, spelled like it sounds. So yeah, I think he's looking pretty good though. I think we're in a good place with this boy.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, what do we want to look at today?
What you got, baby?
Well, I got the man in the box. I've been holding on these for a while. Also today, I gave Mattel $10 so I could also be a part of Team Grayskull. Which means Meng Meng. Which means apparently there's stuff they were going to do that you can only get if you're Team Grayskull. $10 a year membership. I don't know. I was like,
no Team Snake Mountain.
No, I don't know. It's racism. That's some racist shit, Mattel. All right.
What's wrong with the villains, Mattel?
Why you gotta be this way?
Don't you like Skeletors? Don't you like mermens? What's going on? Mermens.
Well, I mean,
My
the
name's
barbecues.
Skeletor. That's my good friend Merman.
There's a barbecue down at the Mermans this weekend. Yes, but have the Spike Oars
The Spike Oars.
sent their
Have you met the Spike
reservation?
Oars? They're good friends of the Stink Oars.
The Stink Oars, yes. All right. Well, I've been holding off on these. I got 2 of them.
Ooh.
Dirtbag Cowboy. I really like the art on the back, but it's kind of in a different art style. Super Spike Oar.
Oh.
Yes.
Super Spike Oar.
I like the art, but it's a little bit different. Like his face is a little like. Do you remember the cartoon Cops?
Yes, I was big in Cops.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, fucking loved Cops.
Yeah, and then you get older and you realize, like, oh, this is just giant propaganda.
This is pure propaganda, but I loved it at the time. Well, it came with blast caps, like the little, so you could, man, woo, interactive to another level from the 80s, man.
Also, I will keep this full backing for no other reason than it's got my favorite little creep boys on it, Modulok.
Oh,
Little Modulok boys just doing their dirt business.
Fighting crime in a future time. Fuck yeah, Shaggy.
I hate when I got older and I realized, like, the show is fucking problematic.
Very much. Although they had one of the best villains ever, Mr. Meaner.
I don't remember what Mr. Mean.
Just for the name. Just the name.
I just know I had the big, like, kingpin fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
I had the guy who kind of looked like Crusher Creel, who was my stand-in Crusher Creel with my Secret Wars figures.
Or maybe it was Misdemeanor. I can't remember which one it was. Misdemeanor or Misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor sounds like a name a stripper uses.
Well,
please welcome Misdemeanor to the stage.
Does it? Hey, I'm sure the cops were cracking down on all the sex workers across the board. So, and the 80s were a wild time for cartoons. I mean, we had like the Rambo cartoon, RoboCop.
Yeah, we got a Rambo cartoon, which is fucking crazy to think about.
Rambo and all his friends we never saw in the movies, but they were there in the cartoon.
General Troutman, cartoon fucking icon.
Oh God, General Troutman in the cartoon where he's all just ripped.
Yeah.
Instead of like a frail old man.
A good character actor in a weird role.
A really good character.
Oh God. All right. I'm trying to there's a lot of little plug-in boys for this guy's arms. I'm already kind of like this was a vintage figure I did not own.
Okay.
God damn them pants. Them pants. I'm glad I got 2 because them pants is good. All right, we already got a problem. Rio Bravo.
What?
I was going to call him Rio Bravo as well, not Rio Blast, which bothers me that I get the name wrong constantly. This pipe on this. Look at these pipes. All right. All right. I will say this. Again, the fact he's got his guns in his hands and they're like, cool.
Ooh.
Hella cool. Backpack.
Travis Bickling it.
Backpack where he keeps his applesauce. Backpack where he keeps his applesauce. Would it be a Meng, or would it be any time for me to be on the internet if I'm not quoting a Bam Bam? Oh shit! You know why he's got sweet pants? Boom, boom. Hey Boba Fett, I heard you got rockets in your knees, son.
I got rockets in my thighs, baby. Thigh rockets. Thigh rockets in flight.
Rio Blastolite.
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay, you know what? Oh, and he's also, I keep forgetting, he's got a big old chest blaster. He's like, I'm gun swole, kid. I'm gun swole.
I'm 50% gun. The rest is all man.
The NRA's favorite He-Man character. Real Blast.
Real Blast. A real American hero.
I like him.
I do too.
He's a cool figure. I like his dirtbag face. Dirtbag face, where he's just like, Give me another beer, kid. Don't tell your dad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Honey, can you fetch me a beer? I trained my dog to get me beer.
He's got a if Dustin from Best Friends, aka fucking god damn it. Not Trent. He hasn't wrestled anymore, so it's got me all verklempt.
Oh, Chucky Taylor?
Chucky Taylor. If Chuck Taylor
Chucky
had
T? Sexy Chucky T?
Sexy Chucky T. Got a mini comic, so I'm gonna be reading this at some point.
Oh, nice.
I
That's
love the
the
mini
bread and butter.
comics. Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch. So, in fact, I have a bunch of doubles that if you would like some of my doubles for your chillins, I'm down to hook my brother up.
I would like that indeed.
So yeah, I'm very oh my god, there's a Foxman in here? And Rio Blast has got a goddamn horse? Bravestar called and said they want their shit back.
We've got Brave Stars legal online too.
Ceased, desist. Although I know that people are calling for one of the next like crossovers to bring in stuff like Black Star and Brave Star.
Yes, that would be great. I would love that.
A lot of the folks worked on those things.
Yeah, there's so many cool like IPs from the 80s that are just still kind of in limbo that like they would absolutely slap, as the kids say, if they were brought.
This game in the mail today, along with this chest harness. I got the chest harness because I was like, will it fit?
Oh,
found is it will fit on an Origins cartoon collection rather well. It's tight like a toiga, but and then Matt was like, I might have a head for you of this, and I just couldn't wait anymore. It'd been like 2 months. So I went ahead and purchased the Road Pig head from G.I. Joe Classified.
Glorious. Love it. You love to see
some drilling, but
a little memeling, a little drilling.
A little Dremel business. I think that's going to look very cool. And I'll probably put on a Scott Hall body so it has that chest hair.
Oh, yeah.
So then it looks super dirtbag. And he can run around with real blast, making me dirtbag bros.
Rio Blast and his dirtbag crew.
Oh, Real Blast and the dirtbag boys.
Oh, I was just gonna.
Yes.
Great mind.
Yes. I fixed the neck. I haven't sealed it yet. And I also went lighter, so it actually kind of looks like it grades up a little bit. So I got to seal it, and I with the floor sealant, and then I'm gonna go in and hit stuff with the spray recommended by Super Spike by way of Robo. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And then I said that I just saw something on the body I'm unhappy with.
What's that?
It looks like a hair got on there. Oh, it was just stuck on there. I got it off now. But otherwise, I feel like this body's looking pretty good. Just gotta
I like that chunky tail.
I gotta do this. This head needs the matte spray. I feel like it turned out pretty good too.
Yeah.
So then that dude will be the only thing I'll be missing on that dude is the waist piece, baby.
You got the bill.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
I actually got to do that at work the other day.
I was thinking about using this, but it doesn't work very well.
Ooh, George the Animal Steel retro for chest hair. Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
But I don't think they have it in Origins yet. Although I did see we're going to Muda in Origin or in that same style.
Ooh, yeah.
I really like this Mythic Legions waist piece, and of course I ruined them, cutting them out, Shaggy or Spike. So fuck off. I really like this, but it ends up being too big. Here,
really,
it actually works with the tail. Well, I want you guys' opinion.
Okay.
Because I always want y'all's opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I found out I really enjoy? The song Toes to Toe by Mastodon.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's Mastodon, man. You can't go wrong. I like that.
You think it works?
I think it. Yeah, I think it does.
Because if you look at that character, Agano or whatever his name is,
Uh-huh.
that I'm using as the kind of basis, he has like a furry. He's a furry. Uh, his waist piece is. Let me see if I have my picture up. I'm very self-conscious today all week because I feel like buttholes. So
Oh,
I feel super chonk.
oh,
Chonk? Oh yeah, I feel super chonk. And I
get
am.
that out of that head. Get it out of that beautiful ginger head of yours.
I gotta get back to working out. I know my body is all messed up, but I gotta. It's killing me. My knee is. It's been 3 weeks, and my knee is still fucked up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me find my picture here.
What about your little step machine?
Well, the problem is my knee's fucked up, and my
So
left
that.
knee, my hip on my right side is fucked up. So they just both hurt all the time. Like I go to bed, I've been icing my knee every night for 2 weeks, and it
Oh,
just
dude.
aches. Like I've got it's super like not swollen but puffy every night.
Uh,
The other night we were on the couch and I was just like touching it, and I pushed and I had like a bubble under the skin,
mm,
not like a blister, but like a fluid bubble.
yeah.
And then it felt a little bit better after I moved that goddamn thing. I think it kind of felt like maybe I had a bursa sac issue there.
Oh,
But I fucked it up when I fell on it the 2 times. It really, really hurt it. Now I don't know why I decided to Ric Flair knee drop the goddamn concrete twice. I should have just thrown off my hoodie and went woo,
woo.
then gave a chop to my neighbor. Where are you at, you dirty son of a?
Oh, speaking of really good music, since Mastodon was brought up, there's a new band I just got into called Idols, Idles. They have one album that I've been listening to like on repeat, all killer, no filler. It's called Joy as an Act of Resistance. I highly
I've
recommend
heard
that.
of that album. I've never listened to it. I just heard of it
It's
because the
fucking
name's great.
great. It's so good. It's so goddamn good. Like there's this one song and they've got like 2 of the lyrics are, I watched Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm putting homophobes in coffins. I'm like, yes.
So this is
Ooh,
what I'm
okay.
trying to figure out. Like this guy.
See, yeah, I think that works then really well because like
I mean, it works
obviously,
better than the old school derp figure.
yeah.
Derp.
Derpsters.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah,
Now this makes me think of A Current Affair in the classic episode Iguana Be in Pictures. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
I hate you so much. Oh God. So that I'm working on that. I think I finally got this skin color to match after much mocking.
Okay.
Oh, don't do it, you Bubba's lips.
Ooh, look at that head. Yeah, man.
I think it finally matches. So I gotta
Yeah.
seal it and wheeler it. And I think that guy will be finally done. Speaking of finally done, I have to find a lighter shade of brown to fix this head because boy, oh boy, did I get that head darker than I meant to.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
So yeah, I just haven't quite found a brown that's gonna work. I gotta think I mean, maybe just like a milk chocolate, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see that again. Yeah, he's just like just a little too dark in the face compared to the rest of the body. Yeah, but the body's pretty milk chocolatey, which
Yeah.
feels weird to say.
It does. I hate even talking about it
Yeah.
because I just feel gross.
Mhm. I feel like this is the conversation that like Trump and Elon Musk have like a lot, but about like human people.
Yeah, about real human beings. Um, yeah, it's a gross world we live in right now. All we can do
For
is
sure.
cling to each other, help out our fellow humans who need it,
Hmm.
um, and just tell the Nazis to fuck off.
And that email account that everyone has to like fill out their things and send them to, don't sign them up for like gay porn or anything like that. They don't like it, guys. So don't do that.
Or or don't go on there and use ChatPT and come up with a 1,500 word document about weird shit you're into, and then just send it to them.
Don't
Don't
clog
do
it
it.
up so that they get
Yeah,
frustrated and eventually just stop the whole thing
yeah.
altogether. Don't
Don't
do that.
don't do that. I mean, don't do that. That would be bad. Yeah.
But don't do that.
Don't keep posting the picture of Elon doing a Nazi salute on stage.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Or anything to body shame him or any like screen captures of tweets of his family disowning him or talking about what a shit father he is or anything like that.
Don't do that.
That.
Do that. Do it.
Do it. Do it. Be a real American. Do it.
Yeah. Fucking. I've rarely have I felt like I've lived in a time more where the people ostensibly in charge, I feel like they need a good punching
Oh,
now.
every one of them. Like,
Yeah, it's like a group of people who were never told no.
ooh, Shaggy. Yeah, dude. You ain't wrong on that.
Yeah, I did see like left him on a plane.
I saw that too. Yeah, just it left him on the stage as well. Just walked away from him. People
Because
like,
he's
you're
just a
such
prop. He's just a prop.
just a little living, breathing prop. Isn't
I
it
mean,
cute?
yeah, you're talking about a kid that he's had a bunch of them. He don't give a shit about most of them.
He's got 12 others and they all hate him.
Yeah. Let's take
So it's
it.
just a matter of time for whichever one this is. I don't know which one. I don't know. I'm sure he's going to have like 5 more in the next like year or so because he's cool like that.
Yeah. I'm still shocked that there are people that look up to him, like are as some type of important figure.
Well, he saved free speech. Yeah.
Anywho,
AKA, he made it okay just to say like just racist shit with no consequences on what used to be a semi-popular platform and now is just a complete dumpster fire.
that's
Also,
the other
thank
thing I'm
you
amazed.
to Big Daddy Zuck for making Facebook even worse. Or Meta, excuse me.
Yeah, there's another real winner who, the minute it was convenient for him, it's like, I've always been a shitbag. Y'all
Yeah.
just forgot for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. You guys remember I've always been shitty. That's why I have no friends except for my wife.
And even she really doesn't care for me.
And she doesn't like me that much. That's why I'm all jacked and swole now.
And it could also be all that testosterone you're putting in your body.
Oh, probably all that tea.
Yeah, you know why they hate trans people. It's because they're afraid they'll run out of the testosterone that Joe
They're
wrote.
taking all our testosterone.
Yeah.
Which I laugh at that, but you're probably not wrong. I'm with their like fucked up way of thinking. I'm sure that all these weird conservative manosphere guys are just like, I don't know. So much projection has to be going on in their mind.
Well, I'm just always amazed that just how absolutely shitty humans can be.
Mm-hmm. Or easily just fooled for their own self-interests, as misguided as possibly they could ever be.
We had a
It's wild.
meeting on Wednesday morning, like a all staff meeting, and one of the things that came up was one of our guys who just does like community outreach and fundraising,
Mm-hmm.
who I argue with all the time in a good way, in a fun way. I,
Yeah.
I like him very much as someone to do that with, because
Would you say you like him very much?
I like him. I like Paul very much. Not as much as I like boot blacking, but I like Paul. And he was like, we talk about our 4 pillars all the time, and every time they say it, I just want to go, Kawada, Masawa, Taue, and Kobashi? Is that what we're talking about today? We're going to talk about them 4 pillars?
Yeah.
Is anyone going to talk about Jun Akiyama? Because there should be a 5th pillar. But, they don't get that joke, and I just let it ride after that. But he was talking about how, like, because I was, I have this thing, is I'm very passionate about, like, the work that I believe in and I do. Like, it means a lot to me. People mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
So when we get going on that, I tend to get very animated, and I tend to get very, I just get into it. It's there's a reason that places I've been have been like, we want you to be a public facing person for here, because when people hear you talk about this, they get jazzed, they get fired up.
Well, because you've got a real passion for it, man. You really do. I mean,
so I was giving my passionate response, and Paul was like, that's awesome. Remember, when I go talk to these people, he's like, there are 2 outlying groups. There's the outlying group that's like, if people are homeless, it's their own fault, fuck them type of thing. And I was just like, why are we trying to get those people's money at all?
Yeah, fuck those people.
But he's like, and then it's the people who are very much like, it's all systemic. The system is what made you this way. And he was like, what I need is to have a good interpretation of how to bridge the gap on that. So people understand, that. And I think that was really interesting, because it's like, he was like, we can't shut either group out.
Yeah.
Because we're a nonprofit and we're small. And he's like, we need that to stay a viable entity and continue to grow. Because I'm like, we're opening a new shelter next year.
Oh, really?
Just for the elderly.
Hey.
Because there's so many people we get who come in and they're like 55 plus, and it's fucking sad, man.
Yeah.
Because my first thing is like, that's somebody's goddamn grandma, somebody's grandpa. It's I am just small.
Little boy.
But it really made me think. It's like, how do you do that? How do you make people give a shit who don't give a shit?
Yeah.
Because, like, my passion is not going to make you care. I just have come to the conclusion it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, unfortunately for a lot of people, what we do. Hey now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got him.
We got him.
So I'm going to give him a cape. I don't know what color yet. I'm going to get him bracers that are also gold.
I think it needs to be like gold and like a sapphire kind of blue.
That's the thing. I'm limited by the soft goods I have.
Okay.
But God, this turned out pretty good. Thank you guys for
No, you matched that really well in just this little amount of time.
It's the milk chocolate you guys suggested.
Milk chocolate.
Sweet. So yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting exercise. It was an interesting conversation, and I try not to be too, like, when we disagree, I try not to be too shitty about it with him.
Yeah.
Because like he said, he's like, my job is not what you guys do. My job is to have enough of a foot here that I understand it, but most of my feet are outside this realm to raise money. So he's a dollar and cents guy, and I am most assuredly not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. And as someone who does work for a soulless corporate entity.
Wait, are we talking about me?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
joking.
definitely.
But
Definitely.
although that whole like them running from DEI was beyond disappointing.
Yeah, no. I'm really happy though that it is starting to affect their bottom line, that people are just like, fuck this. We thought you guys had some morals and it wasn't just all for show. I mean, obviously it fucking was, in the long run when you look back on it, but it's still disappointing. Especially like at my store in general, we've got so many people of color that work there. I've got two trans coworkers, and they're my favorite people to just go and shoot the shit with. They're just fucking awesome as fuck. Shout out to
Also
Rain,
wild
Mavi.
to think that like that is not an urban area you live in.
No, no.
It
So to
is
have like, yeah, and I'm sure, like, when interviewed with them, I was like, and I love your guys' DEI practices. That's a very attractive thing to me. So I'm sure there's a lot of other people there that were like, I feel like this could be a safe space for me to work in. Because, it's outwardly stated that, these are the things that you guys uphold. And now for them to just be like, oh, Daddy Trump, how far can we bend? It fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I think that's most frustrating is this idea of like I'm Gen X. It's hard for me to look around at Gen X overall and go, like, I recognize you people.
Yeah.
I mean, because I expect, and I love my mom, as most people not love my mom, but love their moms. And
Yeah.
unless you love my mom, then I'd be like, what? You talking? Are we trying to pick a fight with me? But like
I actually love my mom.
Yeah. My mom and I, we get along. We tolerate one another.
Yeah.
My mom
It
is not Kathy Wheeler. She's not a goddamn saint. But like my mom's a boomer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's also a hardcore liberal.
Same here. Yeah. I've got two hardcore liberal boomer parents.
My dad was a fucking leftist. He wasn't even a liberal. He was like a burn it all down.
Did he work in law enforcement?
Oh yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He worked in law enforcement. He was also a tri-state homicide detective and was a member of the KBI.
Lord, that is rare credentials for a leftist.
But he also was like,
A human being with a heart.
Yeah, he had multiple masters and one, he had social work background and.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a thing, that like and I grew up in a red state.
Yeah.
Like red wine, except for a state, and generally one full of a lot of shitbag cowboys, if we're to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But they always were like, yeah, it just, I don't know. It amazes me. And my mom is very much like, she was a county commissioner for an elected county commissioner for whatever the time frame is. I can't remember now. She was, because I asked my dad to run before my parents got divorced. And they were, and it was this was like right when the Tea Party started to be a thing. And it was some of those guys were like, John, we want you to do this because you speak your mind and you don't take any shit and you'll argue and all this. And he was like, yeah. You do realize like I would not vote for a single solitary thing you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in anything you guys stand for. In fact, I believe in the opposite of like 99% of it. Well, and he was like, you know what, and then he was like, well, he's like, what, try to pitch it to me.
Yeah.
And the first word out of their mouth are, the liberals. And he was like, you've known me since middle school. I'm a fucking liberal if you're being polite. You just want chaos. And I work now with the elderly populace. At that time, because the boat plant was shut down, he was now just doing case management with my mom for Alzheimer's and dementia people. And boy, it was crazy though to have them try their hardest to like talk him into doing that because they had no one else. And they knew that area was going more and more kind of blue. So a couple years pass, and some people come to my mom. My mom has a really good reputation. She'd been Nurse of the Year in the state of Kansas twice. It was pretty funny. There was an article in the Topeka paper, the state paper, one time that my parents had helped shut down the state server, inundated it with emails over the state legislature taking federal money away from elderly care for air conditioners and heaters because people had died the winter and summer before, and putting it into highways, which that's not what the money was allocated for. And my parents raised holy hell, and they asked a representative, like one of the big Republicans representatives, he knew who my parents were. And it was like, I don't know who they are, but I don't know them, but I know who they are. Because they legitimately were like, they would do that shit. Like one time my grandpa, also in law enforcement, was a chief of police for 30 years and a military vet, wrote into the Topeka paper because he wanted them to repeal the law to kill hawks because they were eating his barn cats. He was like, I can't drive a mile without seeing goddamn hawks on every goddamn telephone pole, and they're eating my barn cats, and they keep trying to come after my rabbits. I swear to God, change the law. Anyway, getting to the point, my mom ran and won for the county, and she was in her office for her term. I don't remember how long it was. And then they were trying to convince her to run again. And a guy who lived across the street from us for the majority of my life came to my mom's house, the house I grew up in, and she answered the door, and he basically harassed her for almost 45 minutes.
What?
So when we were coming down very soon, and she had basically told my brother, I'm not going to run again because I can't have that shit happen. An adult male who was our neighbor for a number of years show up at her door and fucking basically yell at her. When she, at this point, my parents are divorced. My dad doesn't live there anymore. I think my dad's health was pretty bad too at that point. So when we got down there and my brother told me about it, we went and paid him a visit. And my thing was like, I don't give a shit, Ken. You've lived across the street from us for all this time, and we thought you were better than that. But I swear to God, if you knock on my mom's door again, it's gonna be the last fucking thing you do.
Yeah.
And my brother and I both, and my brother lives there, and he ain't playing. You think I can be scary? My brother was diagnosed at one point as a goddamn sociopath. He is a frightening person when he gets that blank, I will murder you face. I may have told this on stream before. My brother got into welding when he was in middle school. And my brother dropped out of high school. He had the highest gifted score in my high school's history. He was in 9th grade and took the ACT and scored a 33, with a 36 being like top scores. Just disgustingly smart. Like when we were kids, he would ask my mom to bring stuff back from the hospital that they were throwing out, like electronics, so he could take it apart, so he could figure out how to put it back. We bought a car together when I was a sophomore in high school, and he was 7th grade, from mowing, and he took it apart and put it back together again. He's one of those people.
Okay, yeah.
But he also is a he gets that look, and you're like, you're not looking at me, you're looking past me. And some guys broke 2 of his bikes that he built, who were a year older, I want to say. And I was at college, this was my freshman year of college, so my brother would have been in like 9th grade. And he went to school with a air pistol that looked like a gun. And while they walked from the high school to the Bullis Fine Arts Center, which was like a 3-block walk, he pulled it out and he made them get on their knees and beg for their life in front of about 30 kids. And the police came to our house that night. I heard about all this, I heard all about this secondhand. And my dad was like, so they came up and they wanted to talk to us. They told us what happened. I made him come out, and he's standing on the porch, and they're like, so this, what happened? And he's like, I don't know, shock mount. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Like, did this happen? He was like, I don't know. Well, there's like 32 kids who saw this, and he's like, I don't know, maybe they missaw things. Do you have video? Well, no. Do you have a gun? No. Then it sounds like you don't have shit. And my dad's just like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, it sounds like you don't have shit. So if you have something, or if someone wants to go to court over it, if any of my peers would like to do that, I'll be happy to look them dead in the eye and tell them they're wrong. This went on for like, my dad was like, it went on like for 40 minutes. He's like, when the police left, he's like, your mom was ready to call them again because I was going to fucking kill him. I was so mad. And he was like, he basically, my dad's like, did you do that? And my brother goes, I don't know. Did I?
That's frightening.
Oh yeah. He would get scary sometimes. Like, he also like had a lot of fucked up stuff that happened. Like, he lost his 3 best friends in the span of like a month.
Oh.
So we had a friend named Brett, or as we like to call them, Shinaka. Because we were like, Brett, you need Banaka real bad because your breath stank like shit.
No.
He was one of my brother's best friends, and he also at the time was dating my sister. And my brother went to go pick him up to mow lawn in the morning, and he came in and he was dead. He had an aneurysm and died in his sleep.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like 11th grade, 10th grade.
Damn.
Which, it'll fuck you up. About a week and a half, 2 weeks later, my brother got dropped off from being out with one of the Kirshner boys, and I can't remember who else it was now because it's been years. And they sped off down the block, peeled out, and hit a telephone pole, killed them both. Right in front of him. So he found his best friend dead, and then sees his two his other best friends fucking off themselves in a car. One time when my parents had him come up to live with me, and he was real wasted, which was quite a bit. Because they had him come up and live with me when I was in college because my dad was like, he's going to end up dead or in prison. We need you. We need you to have him up there. And I'm like, I'm trying to do my college thing. Dad, we drink every fucking night. Like, this is a bad idea. My dad was like, I don't know what else to do with him. He quit school. He's
it's in a bad way.
Yeah, he works for my dad at the boat plant, like scraping fiberglass out of boats. And my dad was like, he literally is going to end up dead, and there's not a thing we can do about it. So they sent him up, and of course, he doesn't tell them, because why would he? But he tells me when he gets there, he's got a literal brick of weed on him. After my dad had found him growing mushrooms inside my dad's bass speaker, as you do. My dad was like, I'm not even mad. I'm just mad that you fucked up the back of my bass speaker. One night we're all sitting around with a bunch of friends drinking, and my brother was before he got old and turned into the guy. He goes from the guy you want to buy drugs from to the guy who you want to get your cat out of your tree. He was sitting
I love when
around.
that happens, though.
Yeah. And so my brother and I don't look anything alike. My brother looks more
Mhm.
like you. He's blonde hair, blue eyed. He gets tan. He's skinny, not skinny anymore, but he's like broad, but not
Yeah.
like I'm hefty. People be shocked when I tell them how much I weigh, but at the same time, they're like, and they think about it, they go, yeah, I could see that. You're like a big dude. My sister and I are broad shouldered, behemouthy. My sister's almost 6 foot tall. My brother's almost 6'5". He's my height, maybe even a little taller, depending on the shoes.
Mhm.
But this girl's macking on him. He's doing his normal bullshit. And in a moment I will never forget. And she was like, well, I mean, the least you could treat me like a friend or whatever. We could be friends. And he looks her dead in the eye in front of a room full of people who now go quiet. And he goes, you don't want to be my friend. And she said, why not? And he said, my friends all die. And he got up and went outside to smoke. And everyone just sat there like, I was like,
Yeah.
they did. He ain't lying. They are pretty much all dead. But like that's the type of shit when you talk about someone who's kind of like that.
Yeah.
The year I graduated, we were playing basketball for money. There was a basketball court behind our house, and a bunch of the JUCO guys were out there. A bunch of junior college players would come over because we had a full court behind our house.
Mhm.
People would play next, and money would get pushed around.
Yeah.
And oh, you know what it was? It was the summer of my graduation, so I was all fucked up because I had almost cut my arm off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
You
I
told
was
me
in a
about that.
wheelchair because my leg was, I had a vein removed to replace my artery. And so I was all fucked up. And so there was no way I could have done anything about this. My brother was getting pushed around by some JUCO kids. So when I say kids, I mean my brother was like sophomore, maybe, and
Yeah.
they were like college freshmen. And they basically kind of bullied him him and his buddies out of some money for a game.
Huh.
And one of them pushed my brother in the back. So when I fucked my arm up, it was because at that basketball court it's right behind my mom's house. It used to be both my parents' house, but it's not just my mom's house. And my dad would have us steal bricks from national parks that had been engraved.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents turned their backyard into like this wild ass like Japanese rock garden. With like walkways and stuff through it. And that was like water features and shit in it. It's really cool. Like, it was like my dad's like hobby type of thing. Like when we would go to national parks and he'd have a pry bar in the back of the car and he would be like, all right, who's on lookout? And then one time he came up here and he had me stealing rocks, like big rocks, like from gas stations and shit. When we pull over, he'd be like, that's a good looking rock. It'd be a shame if it had my trunk. And I'd be like, all right. We're for national parks like Root Beer River. We stole so many fucking rocks from that place. Anyway, beyond the theft ring my dad ran, my brother got pushed down over there in that area behind the house when he kind of tried to stand up for himself. Guy turned around to laugh, and my brother said, "Hey," and he turned back around, and my brother hit him in the face with a brick and broke his jaw. A kid 5-6 years older than him from the inner city who was at a JUCO to play basketball. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't like a Rhodes Scholar. As someone who went to JUCO and knows the people, knows how that system works.
Yeah.
He fucked him up real bad. And there was a couple of JUCO kids there. And my brother was like, what are you going to do about it? Do something. I dare you. The real question is, can I throw this brick before you can get your hands on me? Mm-hmm. I won't miss. And that will just leave it one of us. And all my friends are here. Like they might be afraid because there's two of you, because you're like adults. But when there's only one of you, do you think that's going to work for you? Like just straight up, like we'll fucking kill you, like out here in this parking lot. I won't feel anything about it. I was like, well, how much money was involved in this shit? He was like $60. I was like, well, that's fair enough. $60 is worth beating the shit out of some people over.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude used to be a fucking handful, like frightening. And then he met his now wife. And they worked at the window factory together, which is also fun. So our friend's dad, friend of the family, his dad owns a window factory.
Uh-huh.
It was the only place that would give my brother work when he came back from Wisconsin, because my brother was a fuck up, and he worked there like nonstop to the point where he could run every machine, he could do everything. God, I can't remember. It's not Dale. God, I can't remember the guy's name. I just remember his kid's name. Dale talks like this. Oh, you son of a bitch! I only got one ball. One ball. But Harlan was his boss. And Sean, my brother Sean, still goes there on the weekends and works for free fixing machines.
Huh.
I think Harlan maybe pays him in beer. But like, that's the kind of dude he turned into.
Yeah.
Like there's like two dudes he loves. And they're both like in their 70s now, who basically treated him like their kid.
Yeah.
My brother and my dad were not tight at all. But these two grown-ass men, when he worked at the window factory, were like, on him. And then his wife, Kelsey, who worked at the window factory, basically showed up to work one day and was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "What do you mean I'm working?" And she was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And he was like, "I don't know, probably getting fucked up." And she was like, "No, you're not. You're going to pick me up at 7. You're going to dress nice. And you're not going to fucking reek of alcohol." And he was like, "Okay." And that's their whole relationship. The guy
awesome.
who went up to a girl in Superior, Wisconsin at a supermarket at 2 a.m. in front of us said, "How about we play a game?" And she said, "What game is that?" "Sit on my face and I'll guess your weight." Is now the guy who's like, "Yeah, honey. I mean, that's cool." I mean, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like,
oh my God.
People don't understand like how fucking wild that is. Or the first time Cassandra met my brother, my brother and sister were arguing. It was my grandpa had just died, and they were arguing in the kitchen when we got there. And my sister was referring to him as trailer trash. And there's a guy who grew up in our town who was a real piece of shit named Callie Dobbs. He's like a straight up like Stephen King older kid character.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I get you.
My sister would constantly be like, "What, are you going to hang out later with Callie Dobbs and do some meth out at the trailer park?" And my brother, who just woke up and is just in Dickies pants, no shirt, and we come to the back door and he doesn't fucking care. He doesn't even acknowledge we exist. He's like, "Bitch, if you keep running your mouth, I'm going to drag your ass in that front yard and I'm going to beat you in front of everybody." And she's like, "Oh, you fucking just try it." She's like, "In fact, I'll hold the door for you." And my dad, this is my parents were still together. My dad comes downstairs, my type 2 manic depressive father, severely mentally ill, and when doing well was one of my favorite people in the world. When doing poorly, would punch you just for being in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
I mean, like my dad always said, I never spanked my boys. I beat the shit out of them.
No.
Just like you wouldn't pick stuff up off the floor and the next thing you know, your head will be through the fucking plaster wall. Just spike you like football. So like I said, I love my dad. I miss my dad every fucking day. But like I also realize very much so that he had a lot of fucking problems. So he comes down and he was like, "So I just want you to know, whoever wins, I have next. Unless you two fuckers don't shut up." This was like the entire meal. It was the entire like time we got there. My mom had made food. This went on and on and on. I literally picked my plate up and I ate outside. I was so mad.
Yeah.
And Cassandra was just like, "I know you told me it might be a little rough." I had no fucking idea. And then we did the burial and all that, and everybody shows up at my grandma's house, and she's got a bunch of food, and she's hemming and hawing over everybody because that's what my grandma was like.
Mhm.
She was awesome. And my uncle and two of his friends get into a fist fight on the porch over bullshit, drunk off their asses. And my grandma comes out and slaps the shit out of one of my uncle's friends, who was like, just like has no neck. He's like a fucking day laborer guy. And
Yeah.
he's like, yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
head
Yeah.
down. And she's like, I've been telling you this, this shit since you were 10. You will not act a fool in my house. She got my uncle by the ear in front of all these fucking people. And my wife was like, how do you guys function? And I was like, because this will happen.
Mhm.
They'll get pissed at each other. They'll do this. There'll be hands will be thrown or names will be called. In 20 minutes, they'll be crying and hugging and apologizing like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
It's just how that's how shit works around here. Like, that's why I don't want to fucking be here. Like, I find it to be so chaotic.
Oh, for sure.
And the thing I love about getting it back to the full circle, the thing I have found that I love most about my brother is he will not tolerate that shit. As he's gotten older, he's just like, no, you want to do that shit? You can go outside. And I mean outside, I mean, you can go down the goddamn block. And if you refuse, I will drag you outside. And if I can't drag you outside, or maybe you beat my ass, I don't know, Kelsey will drag you outside. And you won't fuck with Kelsey? And because everyone was, Kelsey's his wife. The other thing about my sister-in-law is she's 6 foot tall.
Oh, wow.
All of her family, the shortest person in her family, is her brother. And he's 6'4". He's built like I am. He's a wide man.
Mm-hmm.
Who's also done a lot of fucking time. Her dad is 7 foot. Her cousin, who I played basketball with, is 6'8". Her uncle is 7'1", and they all played basketball in college.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're huge. They're tall, lean, muscle men who, they're all like mechanics. So their forearms look like fucking kegerators. So yeah, you just don't, I mean, that's the thing. It's like he's got that same attitude he got from her. It's just like nonsense will not be tolerated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so different from the guy who, the first night he lived with me in Wisconsin, the police came and he fucking hid in a closet. And when they opened the door, he was like, I don't know. They just grabbed me off the street. He was like, I don't even know these people. I live in this state. And they literally thought he was telling the truth for about 40 minutes.
Oh,
A bunch of college kids had grabbed, a 18-year-old off the street and were holding him in a goddamn closet.
fun.
Yeah.
What fun.
Yeah, good times, baby. That's how we roll. Anyway, those are sad, disastrous tales of being a shitty fucking person and a bad kid growing up to be an okay adult.
Yeah.
I'm an okay adult.
Oh, I'd say more than okay.
But the thing I'm always really impressed with about him is he has become like that guy. So when we talk about like the stuff that I do for a living, it's not that he doesn't do human services. But the thing he does is he volunteers nonstop.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't coach sports. His kids, my nephew is a senior this year. He's had offers for football, Division I.
Yeah.
He's had some Division III basketball offers, but he will probably be a Division I baseball player. He's been a great
shit.
Since he was on traveling teams when he was like 10.
Oh, damn.
He's just that kid. And plus,
yeah.
I'm like, don't do contact sports. Do your baseball. Like, you're smart. Don't do that shit. Don't end up like me, kid. But like I said, the thing is like he learned it a different way, and because of her, I mean, I'm also much better because of the people in my life, my wife and my friends. Beautiful Colin right here. Look at his beautiful face. if I'm going to bring it all first full circle, you are not just one person. You are the sum of the parts of the people you choose to surround yourself with.
Totally.
We are better for knowing you. Hopefully you're better for knowing us.
Oh, yeah.
And we all really appreciate the fact that you show up, you show out, and you listen to us bullshit and laugh and joke and tell stupid stories about misspent youths. I will be back. I don't know. I think there's maybe a rumor of maybe a Moria game going on this weekend.
Oh, no shit.
I don't know if you'll be home or not, but Beard has expressed an interest in calling it a mine.
Ooh. What day?
If you want to do Moria, go into the Discord and force Beard to pick a day and time. I can do Saturday. I can't do Sunday. So
okay. Yeah, Saturday might work for me. Tomorrow definitely won't if it was going to be a bad at games. But yeah, Saturday could work.
Shit, you're plunging this weekend. Let me know, Shagalicious, when the latest time for donations are, because I want to donate. I just can't donate at this minute.
Yeah, I'd love to donate to that too, man.
But I want to donate. So if I can late donate, let me know. And also put it on the Discord. You're too shy about that shit. Donate to this man, this good man. He does good things. Again, he gives to his community in the best way he knows how, by jumping in extremely cold water.
And that's what you find here at Known World United. A bunch of good people.
Good people doing dumb things for charity.
Hey, it's for charity though.
Speaking of which, I am going to do a short charity thing this summer for my job. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do something. I talked about maybe speed running D&D from first to 30th level in 2 days. Like, we're just going to go hard. Maybe in 24 hours. I think I might have said 24 hours. Someday I shall return to the dirt. You let me know. We'll return to that goddamn dirt together, my friend.
I need to go to the dirt with Spike, man. I haven't gotten dirty with Spike.
You're dirty. If I don't bat a games tomorrow, maybe we'll bat a game Saturday. Otherwise, it'll be prep school on Sunday. We will be unfortunate because the silence behind the violence will not be with us that day. But we'll still be here. We'll be talking about things. We got to talk a little Star Wars because we're doing that Monday, and then the Monday after.
Okay, I'll be there for Monday for sure.
2 weeks in a row, Star Wars. I got to start thinking about what comes next in preps, or not in prep school. What comes next in prep school? But Chaos Scar. I want to come up with some weird, hillbilly ass fun ideas. And we'll talk about what could be good, and we'll just hang out. And then, like I said, Monday, Star Wars. There's a new opening. It's good.
Oh, have
you seen it? It's real good.
I want to be surprised.
It's real good. James put information in that I was unwilling to do, like pictures of y'all and like title card and stuff. It's not perfect as far as I'm concerned. But I think it's pretty good. Anyway, thank you guys. It's been an hour and 12 minutes. I need to go eat some food, and then I got my wife and I blizzards since tomorrow can't be a cheat day because we ain't spending no money. Also, I got a goddamn red velvet. I get to be real quiet because she's upstairs. I got a Dairy Queen red velvet cake for $5 because they're trying to get rid of them. They were like 50% off, and I was like, "Oh yeah, what's it cost?" Because it didn't say what it costs. Guy, I had like the coolest drive-through guy ever because he was like, "I don't fucking know." He literally said, "I don't fucking know," and I was like, "You're the coolest drive-through guy I've ever met, bro." He also kept calling me, bro.
Right.
So he went and looked. Other dude came back. They're both young. So it's like $9. I was like, And they kind of talked away from me for a second. And they're like, how about $5? I was like, okay, sold. I will give you $5 for this fucking cake.
I didn't even know they did red velvet cake. That's fucking awesome, man.
Oh, it looks good.
That's a highly underrated cake.
Hell yeah. All right, folks. Have a good one. Stay safe on your Friday. Have a good Friday's Eve tonight. Be good to each other. Be good to everybody else. Being kind costs you nothing.